Hey, welcome back. Today we are going to be building a little bit of an extension to the park, maybe you might call it, or such that we are building an addition to the end of the park. And it's actually something that I'm really excited to do. And I kind of got a bit excited and I started modelling up a few pieces because this is parts that I want the train track to run through as well. But I also want it to be safe and as if it is actually being used by the people. So that's something I'm going to be doing, is working on this at the moment. And what I rushed ahead and built was a makeshift, and I think I want to change it into black, I'm not too sure yet, but a makeshift train signal for the trains to use, which is part of the basis that I'm going to go off. I want to implement things working around that. And I'm also going to be using a lot of these masonry bricks that we picked up on the pick-a-brick wall, or the pad wall. We picked up these masonry bricks here, the grey ones, and I'm going to be using these in segments, putting them together in order to make a full wall like such. And the wall's going to be too high, and we're also going to use some plating on top of it like this in order to build a full wall. I did want to use the curved pieces on top, however when I had a look I didn't have too many, and when I had a look on the Lego website it was I think 15p, 16p to order one of the corner pieces, but then because these are rarer outsourced pieces, they charge, I think it was £9 for delivery of just these pieces, so I only needed 4 of them, so I opted out of that option for now, and for now we're just going to use a smooth wall, which in my opinion I think will look really, really good. So I'm going to get ahead and I'm going to build this now. I'm going to implement the train track running alongside it as well, and we'll see what it looks like. So without further ado, here I go. So building it along now, you can get a better understanding of what we're actually going for. And this is, once pushed together a bit better, this is the kind of wall that we're going to be having surrounding the park. And I feel like it just walls off the park a bit better. No pun intended there, but it shapes the park a bit more and gives it a bit more life. It means that I can have the park and the pathways running together, as well as having flowers going all around it. And that's the kind of design I want to go for, as I want a nice little friendly park with, as you'll have already seen, maybe not on YouTube, well you won't have seen it on YouTube, but on my Instagram you can go over and check, and there is a little duck pond we built into it. And what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be implementing some, I think 2 or 3 plates together, given the room I've got, we'll just have to see, and putting those bits together. And I also want to implement the play area and other bits like that into this set with the promo set I picked up recently. So that's a few things I want to be able to do. So that is the plan for the park. I mean, I'm struggling with green tiling at the moment because green plate, sorry, I've ran out of green plate majorly, so that's something else I'm going to need to order. But yeah, we're getting on with the wall, and I've got the tracks down as well now, so I'm going to show you what it looks like once I've put this wall on. Okay, so I got a little carried away, and I decided to put the wall on, and then I also carried on putting some flowers on as well. And this is what we're looking at the moment. Obviously you've got to ignore this side of the wall. This is going to be a whole brick higher, so it's going to be on this level with a plate on top, so it's Mills level, so I can integrate this into other plates and stick them together. And it's going to be the same on this side, because obviously at the moment this is not got the connecting pieces in, but I will do that. But yeah, what I've built is, I've built the little walls so the park can sit in this side, and then I'll have the other base plate with the park in on this bit, so that we get a whole park together and the street will run alongside it, which I think is really cool. And this will also implement into another piece that I've been working on, which is a train crossing at the moment, for the cars to go over the train crossing, so the road will go along and across there. We've implemented the train tracks on here with the little stop and go signal, just because it's by the train rail crossing. So in doing this, it means that the trains can stop and they can go whenever they need to go. I also I saw this done by, and I can't remember the lad's name on YouTube before, when he built a Lego city. And if anyone knows the guy's name, then please drop it in the comments, because I love his work, but I can't find him. Basically, he used the cheese slopes here in order to create a crisscross pattern so that people can't walk on it. And this is exactly like you see in real life. They use these little slopes that are on awkward angles in order to stop people from walking onto the train tracks. So that's something I wanted to implement. And even though I've put these in place, it still means the train can run along perfectly with it. So yeah, I think this looks really cool. And I've used the same or a similar style of putting the plants down so it kind of covers there and you can't quite see the base plate, which I really love. and I love that we've got the flowers springing out, so it gives it a bit more life, and it looks really good. The only bit I need to kind of do now is build up some, well, I've built another one here, some extra walls, so that when I get the next base plates in, we can clip them in place. And the only other bit I need to do is, without destroying it, is do a bit of detailing on the train tracks and actually implement the rest of the parking here. But that's something we're going to work on once I get the plating. So I think what I might have to do is I might actually have to strip the old one apart in order to use a lot of the parts, because I've used a lot smaller plating in that other park bit. And the parts that I'm ordering are the 16x16 plates. So they'll probably get used in that instead of this, so that they can actually fit in. So that's something I'm going to order. And I need to see how well it'll fit in, because obviously I've implemented a pond and it may not fit the best. So I might have to order some other parts as well. But that's something for later me to do. But yeah, I love how this is looking, and it fits so well into the city, which I'll show you now. This is where it is actually going to sit. So it's going to sit here at the moment on this side of the train tracks. What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to flip it so that it can go on this side, because I've got a lot of room on this side. And they're going to push back once I get a bit more train tracks. So there's going to be a whole base plate level in between here, so that I can actually fit other buildings in here, and this will be the back of it. But the reason I want to add it to this side instead of this side, so I'm going to need to flip the walls, is just because I think it'll look a lot better, the park being there, so I can put buildings on the back here, and when the street opens up on this side, then it's kind of opening up more. Whereas if I close it off onto this side and have the park this way, I don't have the room too much to open it on that side, if that makes any sense. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to move the park onto that side, and then put buildings here when we do eventually get them. But for now, that's a later job. So once I expand the train tracks out that way and backwards, the buildings can go backwards, and then the park's going to sit here with a little wall for now. So I think in my mind it looks really well, and it's going to work really well. So that's something I'm going to work on hopefully soon once I get the parts. I just need to get the train tracks as well, so I can move it about. But we're talking to someone on Facebook. Hopefully we can get hold of some more train tracks, because we just need the straight bits, and there'd be no point in me buying loads more of the packs just to get loads more curved pieces when I don't really need them. So hopefully we can pick them up. But yeah, for now I think that looks amazing. I really don't like having a beard as well. I feel like this makes me look so much younger than I actually am, and I really don't like it, and I don't like it on camera. But it's okay. That has been me building the little park. I know it's not as updated as it probably should be, but that's something we'll work on for the next video. Next time we're doing something, we'll take you along with me. So I do apologise about that. But yeah, that's the new section of the park, and when I get the new parts in, I'll take you through that as well and what we'll be doing. But if you have enjoyed this video, please like, please subscribe, and please tell your friends. Goodbye.